Welcome to Pandora's Awareness Podcast, a place where we collect stories and circulate life-changing wisdom. I am your host, Asher, and my co-host today is Queen Lav. That's just her nickname. She's her stage name, right? And our guest today is Kate, and we get to focus on the theme of today, which is around dreams. So you're here to talk about dreams today with us, Kate, and we are so enthused about, what smile you're gonna share with us today, what dreams are gonna come off your face, how you gonna, let your hair glow, all that thing that happened behind stage, right? We're gonna get to do that today. Mm. And but if you don't mind, Kate, tell us where you're hailing from, what you specialize in, or you adding value to the world and who you've been a hero to. Laugh, stop looking at me like that, Laugh. Why are you looking at me like that, Laugh? Oh my God. All right, Kate, take it away, Kate. The floor is yours, my friend.
So I am hailing from the Newport, Rhode Island area, and I'm originally from Boston, Massachusetts. So if you hear an accent, that's where it's coming from. I do try to pronounce my R's, but sometimes they skip away from me. Um, I am a health coach now as well as a Reiki master. I was a master esthetician for over 20 years. So I've been in the spa and wellness industry for a long time. And it's just been kind of a natural progression for me, just based on my own life experiences and stuff, for me to go from skincare to health and wellness and incorporating energy work and trying to help people achieve their best life. And I believe a huge foundation of that is by having a health foundation, like a good foundation in health. Because I don't know if you guys have ever had stomach bug or anything, but if you're you're not feeling good, you're not able to do a lot of stuff. Um, I really just am very passionate about gut health in particular because of my own issues with it as I grew up and then as a young adult and stuff. So it's just something that I'm really passionate about and want to bring awareness to people, especially because for myself, I was diagnosed as being bipolar 2 in my early 20s and with anxiety. And I'd had some trauma and stuff growing up and shortly before receiving that diagnosis. But, I was heavily medicated for it for over a decade and then started having issues with my, GI tract with digestion and
Mm.
stuff. And it kind of just rolled into like, okay, what's going on? I went to the gastroenterologist, which is, a doctor that specializes in, gut health. And they weren't able to figure out what was going on with me. I didn't have celiac. I didn't have any of these things. And I'm like, they couldn't figure out. They said I was constipated. I'm like, well, what is this? I'm having the opposite reaction. So I don't know how you're saying that. So it's just, because I wasn't getting any answers from the medical system and going the way that, you're supposed to go, quote unquote, I kind of embarked on the journey on my own because nobody was finding any answers. And I was so sick and tired of feeling sick and tired all the time that I was like, I need to do something. And what's interesting is that once I cleaned up my diet and found out that I had food sensitivities and eliminated the foods that were causing issues for me personally, then my mental health actually got so much better that I didn't need to take medication anymore. I actually was able, with the help of, the professional I was seeing, to come off of all of my medications, and I've been off of them for over 8 years now. So for me, it's like, you think about how many people have mental health issues and how many people are on Prozac and different antidepressants and SSRIs and anti-anxiety medication and stuff. And if we think about the state of the quote unquote food that we have in the Western world, especially the US, it's not exactly the best diet. So it kind of makes sense that these things are going to be causing major issues in us. And so I just want to spread awareness to people and get the word out that, maybe they don't have anxiety, or maybe they don't have depression, or maybe they do, but maybe it's not that bad. And maybe cleaning up your diet and going for walks in the sunshine and doing little things like that can actually make it so that you don't need medication, or maybe you don't need to have as much medication or something. So I'm really passionate about bringing that awareness to other people and, letting them know that just because a doctor says, hey, we can't figure out what's going on with you, doesn't mean that that's where the road ends, and that you don't have to accept that. If you want to go further into, figuring out what's going on with you, there are other alternative routes. And I just want to, have people be aware of that. And
Wow.
then, yeah.
Okay,
And
okay.
then,
So let's get the other question on the way too. So who are you being a hero to?
so, you said this earlier, and what immediately popped into my head, which is probably going to make me get a little choked up, was that the other day my son was on a Zoom meeting with this group, and he's 6, and about or solutions and stuff like that. And so he's learning about these things in this group that's specific for younger kids and stuff. And they were talking about mentors. And so I asked him who, is somebody that he looks up to and who would he want to be his mentor. And, and my brother was one of them, and then I was the other one. So apparently I'm kind of a hero to my son and hopefully to my daughter as well. And that honestly is everything to me. Yeah.
Mm.
That's so
That,
sweet.
You
yeah.
kind of break you kind of breaking back and forth, by the way. So I don't know if your signal is pretty
Oh,
good.
oh, sorry.
Mhm.
How old is your daughter?
My daughter's 5. She just turned 5. Yep.
Oh,
So I
so
have a 5 and a
cute.
6-year-old.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, I am curious, Asher, do we have all the questions out of the way, or we have one more?
Oh no, Kate is she's very outspoken. Of course she did. She answered all the questions.
All right. So now I'm super curious for you to tell us a little bit about the Reiki part. That's
Yeah.
interesting.
Yeah.
All right. So can you tell us a little bit more? What is that? What are you doing? How did you end up doing that?
So as an esthetician, I had worked at a spa. mm, oh my gosh, almost 20 years ago. And it was, though there was a woman there who we just connected really, really well. And she did Reiki. And I'd never heard of it before. She was like, oh, it's energy work. You're going to love it. This is great. I had the most amazing session with her. I felt so calm and so peaceful afterwards. I literally kind of felt like I was like, it was like a euphoria. It was wonderful. I just, from having different traumas in my life, I tend to hold a lot of emotions in my body. And so I tend to be kind of more tight in my body. And so for me to feel that relaxed and that calm and that like, just peaceful was very it was like a breakthrough moment for me. I'm like, oh my gosh, this is what people are supposed to feel like. Holy cow, And so at another spa later on, a few years later, I was able to actually become Reiki 1 certified through the spa that I was working at. They brought in a Reiki master to teach us. And it's an energy modality, and it helps to kind of clear out stuck emotions and traumas that are stored in the body. I am very much of the mind that I don't know if you guys have heard of a book called The Body Keeps the Score. But yeah, so I am very much in alignment with that thought modality myself, just because of my own experiences and dealing with other people and clients and stuff. And so for me, um, I've wanted to continue that for a while. And this past year, I was presented with the ability to continue that education. So I became Reiki 2 certified and then became a Reiki master. And it's just been really cool for me to kind of come back full circle to that healing modality, which kind of started it so many years ago, and just be able to bring it into my work with clients, because for me, I know that my nervous system, if it's dysregulated, it doesn't matter how many supplements I'm taking, how well my diet is, nothing, because my vagus nerve is going to be so like, oh, it's going to be messing with my digestion regardless of all the other things. So, um, for me, as a gut health specialist, I really want to like kind of incorporate things like that to help bring peace and calm to my clients so that they can achieve faster and better healing.
I never really experienced a Reiki session. I was very little exposed to the notion of it because I had actually a coworker when I was a flight attendant who was a master in Reiki. And on some long flights, she kind of told me a little bit about it. But for the listeners who have like really no idea, how was that session, the first session that you say that left you in awe? What exactly was it?
So you don't need to undress or anything. And actually the sessions that I do virtually. So you can either touch the person, physically, or it's very much energy based. So I can either pull them into my mind, or you can just have your hands over the person in different areas. And I am a pretty intuitive person. And so I listen to my intuition and I kind of go where I'm feeling guided to by the energy that's flowing between me and the other person. And first and foremost, you always set off the session with your intention that it's going to be for the person's highest good. You ask them for permission. So it's not like all kind of woo-woo stuff. It's actually really cool. And so I just put my hands in areas, and people, you
Oh
may feel
no.
some
Oh
tingling, you may feel
no.
some warmth, you may not
We
feel
lost you a
anything.
little bit.
It all
We
kind of
lost you.
depends.
We lost you
Oh,
a
I'm
little bit.
sorry.
Can you start
I
again?
don't
So
know
you
why the
say
internet went.
it's about
Okay,
just
I'll start again.
putting
Um,
your hands over some areas.
yeah, you may feel, yeah. So especially, so for me, say because I, gut health, say I'm dealing with some stuff that's going on in my gut. So I'll put my hands over, the gut area, and you may feel some tingling or some heat in that area. You may not. A lot of people feel kind of like a release of tension. So everybody's different, and you may not feel like you may feel some physical things. You may not. It's the ensuing days afterwards that you really kind of notice, like, oh, things that used to kind of really bother me, it's not as bad anymore. I know when I was kind of practicing on people, I did my best friend, and she was like, "Oh my gosh, that was amazing." I've never, like, her husband went away, and she usually gets a little anxious being by herself. She was like, "I had no anxiety. This was amazing." So it's really cool how it manifests in people in different ways, and just kind of works with whatever the person is dealing with.
You know what? I just realized now. I actually did have a Reiki session. I completely forgot about it. It was a gift for Mother's Day. I'm not even a mother, but hey, I used the gift, and it started with singing bowls, which was very relaxing, I have to say.
Mhm.
And then you're right. I remember the hand thing, and what I remember, and I want to share it. In this part, I felt heat and tingling. It did. And I was skeptical. I have to say, I entered that session a little bit skeptical, but that sensation that I felt in this area was like, whoa, what was that? So I don't know what that was. She said I had some blockages here. I guess my third eye is wide open now. But I forgot. I forgot.
Well, it's interesting. They're finding out, like, with studies and science and stuff, that with quantum physics and everything, that there's like a 6 foot aura field that's around every person. And so it's more, I'm just working with that aura. It's not like I'm doing any voodoo or magic or anything like that. Everybody has it, and everybody has these capabilities. It's just a matter of tapping into them, and remembering that you have them.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So
Voodoo
how
is
do you
good.
approach? Sorry, Asher, go ahead.
No, I was saying voodoo is good. Go ahead, laugh.
Oh wow, we have a rain here in Florida. If you hear something, it's a rain. So how do you approach your sessions with your clients? Do in the same session you mix some Reiki with, I don't know, talking about how they should eat, or how, let's say I'm a new client with you. How is the process?
So if you're a new client, I typically start off with, a clarity call, just to see if we're a good fit, and to see where your pain points are, where you're having, problems, where you feel like you're stuck, where you're having a struggle, either with health or, with emotions maybe that are coming up for you that you're having trouble dealing with. And so based on that, I may recommend, okay, we're going to do a Reiki session, or, okay, we're going to focus on health today. If you are part of, if you sign up with me for a 6-month program, then from your actual, biweekly calls that I do with you, just so that people kind of get a full encompassing program, and it's not just all about one thing or another, because we're not all one system or another. We're the whole put together. Kind of like your heart may be like, okay, you may have a heart attack or something, but it also affects other parts of your body, not just your heart. So that's kind of, it depends on the person whether or not I start off with the health, or whether or not I start off with okay, let's get you into a mind frame where you can accept healing and be ready and open to it.
Hmm. Well, oh, Kate, Lav, do you mind me jumping in?
Please.
Kate, I think we want to switch gear a little bit because I want to get to know you a bit. Is that okay?
Of course.
All right. We want to get to know where Kate started from this journey. Like, how did Kate got here and being so awesome with the stuff she's doing? So, if you had to take us to that little museum tour of your story, your journey, and talk about some of the dreams that you really want to share with the world, like what's some of those dreams that you have? I don't know if you're frozen or not, but we here look like you're frozen.
There might be a storm
Oh
there
my
as well.
gosh.
Were
Oh
you
yeah.
frozen?
Am I frozen still?
No, you're not
No,
frozen
you're okay
anymore.
now.
Okay. I'm so sorry about the internet. I don't know why it's behaving this way, but um, so for me, as an esthetician, I thought that that's what I was going to do for the rest of my life. I grew up loving to put on makeup, like got into trouble getting into my sister's and my mom's makeup, and like would spend hours in the bathroom, and like I would come out with like some
I did that too.
interesting looks. So, I mean, like, I have my best friend and I used to do this, and we had pictures to prove. We would just look like, what are you even doing? But, I went to college and I wasn't really happy there. And so I left because I didn't want to kind of waste my parents' money or my money, or, just waste time. And they were like, you need to figure out what you're going to do. So I went to go visit my oldest sister, who was living in DC at the time. And we came up with like a list of things that I love to do that I could possibly make money doing. And it kept going back to makeup. And when I went to school to become an esthetician, I fell in love with all of the other aspects, with the facials, with doing eyebrow waxing, and just kind of really taking care of the person and making them feel good and relaxed in that moment, and just kind of having that space, that calm. I really enjoyed it. It made me feel really good, and I loved being able to make other people feel good. And putting on makeup, especially for weddings and proms and stuff like that, everybody, they're like, oh my gosh, I look so beautiful, and especially it made me feel good making other people feel good. So it was something that just kind of was very reciprocal for me. And then once I had my digestive issues, going down the rabbit hole of like, oh, look at the state of our food and stuff like that, looking into different supplements and nutrients, and how and herbs and stuff, and how they interact with our bodies, and then also with our skin, became super fascinating to me. And it just kind of progressed more and more until I was like, well, it's COVID. Somebody was home to help me take care of the kids. So why don't I go back to school to try to be a health coach? Because this is kind of what I'm more passionate about now. So I went to school to become a health coach during COVID. I got my certification in January of 22, and just have been kind of doing that since. Last year was, I finally said goodbye for the aesthetic aspect of the spa world. And that was a bittersweet goodbye for me, because I still, kind of love it. So I do it per diem occasionally, but my passion really lies in the health coaching, and the Reiki actually incorporated with all of it allows me to still work on people and have that energy exchange with them and stuff. So it kind of for me, it's the best of all the worlds, I guess.
I mean, hey, I keep going to the Reiki thing because I'm curious. I'm just curious about the topic. It's hard to get certified as a master, right?
Well, it's a lot of work. Yeah. It's, it was intense. They were long days. But my teacher, she was phenomenal. And her and I had a great connection from the get-go. And the other two girls that I trained with, we all just were a really good group and had really good connection with each other. And I guess God and the universe, they just align everything perfectly for us. So I
So
was
now
very
you're able
blessed.
to teach other as well.
I could if I wanted to. I don't think I'm gonna do that. Just because that's not really what I'm interested at this point. That may be something that I, branch off into in the future. But for right now, I'm just really happy to be able to, bring that healing to other people and that peace and calm to them. A little complimentary one if you'd like, just so that you can experience it again and have it be virtual and see how you feel with that session.
Mm. Kate, I know that I think the internet is really disrupting your delivery.
We still
So
understand you, and it's possible when the live will, be over, her side to be actually fine for the public, and just we might not hear it very well,
mm,
but we
hopefully.
can still understand you.
Okay, Kate.
Okay,
So
so sorry. I don't know why my internet's like, I don't know what's going on with that because that's really weird.
yeah, it's definitely taken away from your magic right now. Just want you to know that.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. Okay. Well, let me ask you this question. Can you mention about the future thing? So if you had to travel 36 months in the future, and like what would have to happen for you to be happy with your progress to that point, doing what you're doing right now, or whatever you decided to do for the dream piece of it?
Hmm. So my husband is a chiropractor and we want to open up a wellness center together and have it be like a one-stop shop. So I'd be the health coach with the Reiki and he would be the chiropractor and stuff. Yep. Hmm.
You guys are in Boston, you said?
I'm in Rhode Island, so south of
Oh,
Boston. It's
Boston.
not far from it.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I need to come to
Yeah.
you
So
guys.
not
I'd
too far.
love to go to Reiki sessions and chiropractors in the
I
same
know.
day.
I'm like, all right, so we just need a massage therapist and we'll be good to go.
Yeah, yeah. Tell us about that dream. I want to walk us through that vision, and like, maybe you can share with us some of the obstacles that's probably opposing that vision too. But like, really, what that vision look like for you? What you trying to create?
So for us, that's actually how we connected was because of both of us, being kind of healers, I guess you could say. Um, and wanting to provide and we started talking and about health and wellness and just never stopped. And we ended up getting married not that long ago because it was just, we we clicked so perfectly. That vision is, the culmination of both of our dreams, actually. So it's really cool. It's not just my dream, it's his dream too. To have a whole wellness center, a one-stop shop for people to come and you know, receive whatever service. Okay, you need to go see the health coach. You'll have your little session. They'll discuss things going on. Then I'll be able to talk to the chiropractor, my husband. I'll be able to talk to him and be like, okay, this is what you felt in their body. This is what you noticed with their digestive tract as you were to kind of share notes, so to speak, and um, really just kind of take people's healing to the next level by incorporating so many different things in one place.
Hmm. My apologies, Kate, but your signal is really like throwing everything off. Yeah, you're messing. We might have to do this again
Mhm.
because you got this beautiful vision and the story that we want to get out there. But yeah, this internet is like I'm barely hearing you back and forth. So we definitely gotta redo
Okay,
this.
let me see. I have another. Let me see. I'll try the other one.
Well, I do have to make a cheesy, sleazy joke. So, Kate, you are the lucky one who gets her spine aligned and cracked every day for free, huh?
I mean, I have to say there are benefits to having someone like that as your spouse,
Mm,
for sure. It's absolutely, yeah. This is so annoying. He's a phenomenal chiropractor too. I've been to a bunch. I started going to them when I was pregnant with my son, and he's just on a completely different level. Like before
mhm,
he works on somebody, he like grounds himself and sometimes will say a little prayer and just be like, all right, guide me to what they need to have done. And um he's very quick, he's very firm, but he's very supportive at the same time. And if you've been to a chiropractor, you will understand that. I don't know how else to describe it. But those are very important things. And having been to many different ones, I'm like, yep, this is a little bit this is a
yeah.
step above from what I'm used to on the daily.
Mm. Okay, so I'm gonna cut this short if you don't mind, because I think we might have just really re come back with the internet better, so we can get your message out really better than it is.
So
Okay.
I'm sorry. I don't know why I'm like, I know we were supposed to get like some
Yeah, you're still breaking up.
crazy X-class flare or something.
Yeah, we don't hear you now.
Yeah.
Is that storm? The storm that's right around the corner.
Okay, Kate, if you can hear us, just go and tell us what's the best way to reach you. Contact if somebody gotta reach you, so just in case they hear this and they want to connect to you, they can still connect.
Yes. So I can hear you. And the best way to reach me, you can either visit me on Instagram. I'm in at integrate period with period Kate, or you can find me on LinkedIn. I am under Kate DeCosta. You can also find me on Facebook under Kate DeCosta as well. And obviously, you can also check out my website, which is integratewithkate.net.
Okay, perfect. All right, Kate. Thank you so much for your time. We gotta do this again at a better time where the internet is working. See, I can see your face and it gets fuzzy. Yeah, it's yeah. This is doing you a disservice right now because you got the beautiful smile, you got the beautiful story, the awesome story, and we want to get that out there. But the internet is really telling you like it's not working on your side today.
But it was good. It was really good. This
Yeah.
was fun. And I'm looking forward to part two.
Mm.
Can you guys,
Okay. All right, folks.
can
You
you
tuned
guys
in to
hear
Pandora's
me?
Awareness podcast. Yeah, we can hear you a little bit now.